Tov to all the Mesaimin. Pleasure to be here. I have two quick things to say, very quickly. I have one thing to say and I have a message. Number one, I want to give a personal hakarat tov for myself and for the entire community for Lيون, Shalita, for all that he's doing for us, not only in this synagogue but all over. I say all over because when a person learns Torah Emet and Torah Hesed, which is teaching and own learning, and the Ahavat Torah that Lيون has, that I had the zechut to learn from him as well, and I know my brothers also had the zechut to learn from him, and now we're teaching, and so much Torah is being spread through one man who is learning himself down here in the basement somewhere and in his house. So much Torah is being spread throughout the community from him. And as you look at him, I remember 20, 30 years ago I was learning with him. So I remember him then, but I see he's only getting stronger. The pasuk says, Li Aitza ve'tushiyah. The Torah is called tushiyah. Tushiyah, Hachamim tell us, mateshet koho shel adam. It makes a person weak. It's hard to learn. A person, I used to go to work in the city. I thought it was hard work. And I sat down to learn all day. I said, these people are nuts. It's exhausting. It's much easier, trust me, to go to work, get on the train, have your coffee, make a few phone calls, answer a few emails. What a life. You sit in front of a book for 8 hours, you want to get out of your mind. It's exhausting. Need tushiyah. Remember, getting home at night, really physically exhausted. Li aitza ve'tushiyah. The pasuk continues, it says, Ani bina, I have bina, li gevura. Torah says, I'm gevura. So this is a problem. Make up your mind. Is tushiyah or gevura? Is the Torah weakening the person physically? Or makes him gibor? You look at Hakam Lيون, you don't see tushiyah. You see gibor. You see a man, he's getting younger. Every year goes by, he gets younger. Damn it, more shiurim, Sunday, man, Joey, add one more day. But this time you should come. I'm sure if somebody comes to Khalil and tell him to learn in the afternoon, let's make a 12 o'clock seder, we'll do it.
He has plan already.
Yeah, that's it.
He has plan already.
Gevura. This is not the person getting weaker, it's getting stronger. So it's a contradiction in the pasuk. How can the Torah be tushiyah and gevura at the same time? The answer is very simple. When a person starts to learn in the beginning, it's tushiyah. Like we said yesterday, I said it quickly upstairs, but that's what the pasuk says. Kol Adonai bakoach. Bakoach, the Midrash says, lakoach is talking to bahurim. When a person is young, when he starts to learn, he has to learn bakoach. He has to learn even though it's hard. You open up, whether you're young or old, if you never learned before, you opened it up, it's like eating rocks. You're breaking your teeth on it, you're exhausted from it, you don't understand what's going on. This is when it's bahur. Bahur, you need koach. Don't ask your children if they want to learn. They have to learn. Put them in a situation where they have to learn. There's no choice. But then what happens? Kol Adonai behadar. Once you start to taste, then it's hadar. Then it's, you don't want to put it down. It's beautiful. You don't want to put it down. You think Hakam Lيون learns because he's only doing it l'shem shamayim? I know he's all l'shem shamayim. But he loves it. You think Hakam Avadja learned because he was only l'shem shamayim? Again, we would like to think that, but it's not true. You learn because you love it. Because when you learn, when you understand, when you're in the water, when you're swimming in it, you understand. Someone once asked me, I told them when they came from Panama here, what an unbelievable thing. They came from Panama here, 30 beautiful men, 50, 60 years old, successful people. Unbelievable. I wish we could do this. We have to do this. Unbelievable. They came for a week to Lakewood, for 4 days to learn all day in Lakewood with shiurim. Something unbelievable. Then they asked me to speak. What can I say to these people? They're such an unbelievable group. So I told them the following. I told them, someone asked, how does a person learn Torah and enjoy it? How do you enjoy it? It's one thing to learn, because you have to learn. But how do you learn and also enjoy it? How do you get to that level? What do you have to do? How do you get to the Gevurah, not to Shia? So I told them that if a person has a pail of water, water is very heavy. You ever try to lift water? You lift one pail of water, you lift it, it's very heavy. Take 2 pails of water, you're walking like this. They put another one on top of your head, you can't move. Water is very heavy. So how do you explain a person goes diving in the ocean? He goes 100 feet under. You know how much water on top of him? There's millions of gallons of water on top of his, and he doesn't feel it. He's swimming right in the water. No problem. What happened to all the weight of the water? Now I'm sure there's a scientific answer to this question. We're not looking for that. The answer is very simple. When you're outside of the water feels very heavy to carry. But when you swim in the water, you don't feel anything. There's no pain. You're swimming in it. Yeah. You're in the water. You're enjoying it. You swim. You're light on your feet. This is the difference between a person who learns from the outside or is inside. When you're inside the Torah, when you're swimming in the Shas and Talmud, like Lيون is, you're swimming, you're enjoying, you feel all the beauty of the Torah. When you come from time to time, and if you learn, it's nice. You get a mitzvah to learn. You get a mitzvah. Anything Hashem sees we do good, He gives you credit. It's not the point. But if you want the hadar, you want the enjoyment, you got to be in it. At least when you come to shiur, to be in the shiur, to be prepared for the shiur. And this is what we see here. We see, Ba'ezrat Hashem, we have a tremendous zechut to be around Cham Lيون. And everybody here, all the Talmidim, who I consider myself as one of them as well, that we're continuing to grow, to learn, and continuing to feel the beauty of the Torah. And this is the nitzchiyut of Am Yisrael, the eternity of Am Yisrael. I told you I have a message for you. So I saw on Friday, I was looking to my father's Alav Shalom's writing, and I saw something interesting. I didn't know when I would say it, but I was sitting here, I said, you know what I'll say? I have it here, it's scanned in PDF, so I could read it to you. So he writes over here, I think it's a good time to say it. He says, Devarim ahadim asher amarti besiyum ha-masechta. These are words that he wrote, he said, he had a siyum, so he wrote them down. Betoch asifat haverim shesiyemu. He himself finished the Masechet, and he had a group also, shesiyemu Shulchan Aruch, Ora Hayim, Im Kafa Hayim, Asher Sebibav. They finished all of Shulchan Aruch with the Kafa Hayim. Maybe حاخام Lيون was there.
No.
No, it's before? It's before.
No, I was there when the Siyum.
Oh yeah, you remember the Siyum?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow. Maybe you remember the words. He writes, Ze hayom asa Adonai nagila v'nismecha bo. I say it to you as a shaliach. I'm sure he's saying it to us right now. Whatever I'm saying, I'm sure in Shamayim, if he was here right now invited, he would tell us this. This is the time where he used to actually speak to people. This is
Old days.
yeah. Ze hayom asa Hashem nagila v'nismecha bo. Again. Zachur oto ha'ish letov. ורבי יהושע בן גמלה שמו שאלמלא הוא נשתכחה התורה בישראל מישראל. He repeats it again, the same line. I'm not going to repeat it to you. He's quoting a Gemara. Gemara speaks about Rabbi Yehoshua ben Gamla. Who was Rabbi Yehoshua ben Gamla? He was the one that made the first Talmudei Torah in Am Yisrael. Used to be Veshinantam lebanecha. Every father teaches his son. That's the way the Torah wants. There's no school, no tuition. You sit home and you teach your children. Every father is obligated to teach his children Torah. However, it was a problem. There was yetomim. There were people who didn't have a father. Not people who didn't have a father who could teach them. They had a father. They didn't have schools. So he made Talmudei Torah to ensure that every single Jewish boy would learn Torah. And that's the Torah, the Talmudei that we have today is all from Rabbi Yoshua ben Gamla. So the Gemara says, whenever we mention him, this Zachur Letov. Because if not for him, the Torah would have been forgotten in Am Yisrael. What is he bringing this? What is he saying this down this year? He's coming to the Siyum, he brings this forth. What he's trying to say, and by the way, the reason why he mentions this, because he mentions this, his rabbi to be Moshe Tawil, Zichron Bracha. He's trying to tell you that when you're at a Siyum, you have to remember that it's an obligation not only on Rabbi Yeshua ben Gamla, it's an obligation on every single Jew to make sure the Torah is never forgotten in Am Yisrael. Every single person here, by finishing a Masechet, he is ensuring the Torah will continue by educating our children, by putting them in yeshivot, by supporting yeshivot. We all have an obligation that we are doing our utmost that the Torah is not forgotten in Am Yisrael. Every person on his level.